Good morning students. Today we'll start with the second chapter of your Indian economy book, that is Indian economy between 1950 to 1990. In the previous chapter we have learned about what was the condition of Indian economy during colonial rule, and the basic features were the Indian economy was backward, it was stagnant, it was depleting in nature. So there was a huge need to enforce the economy or to push the economy towards the path of development. So initially the government was debating about what kind of economic system should we follow after independence. So by economic system, I mean to say it is a system in which the central problem of an economy are being solved. So it provides a base by which the central problem of an economy being solved. So the basic central problem of an economy, you must have known that it was there in class 11. So the central problem of an economy are what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. So these were the basic problems that are to be answered, and for that the government has to decide upon the economic system that we should follow after independence. So let's talk about what were the economic system that were available at that particular period of time. So basically there are three types of economical system or economic systems that were available. The first one is the capitalist economy. Second one is socialist economy. And the third one is mixed economy. So we were having a capitalist economy, a socialist economy, and a mixed economy. So the basic feature of a capitalist economy is that all the problem of the economy, or we can say the production process of the economy, are being owned, controlled by the private sector. So because of that, as the production is being controlled, regulated and owned by the private sector, that's why the decision of the central problem are being decided by the private sector. Now in socialist economy, the production process is being owned, regulated and controlled by public sector. So public sector or the government decide upon the central problem of an economy. Whereas in mixed economy, we have features of both of these. So it is owned, controlled and regulated by both the sectors, that is private sector and the public sector accordingly. So the basic motive of a capitalist economy is profit maximization. So as they are own control and regulated by the private sector, and all the decision or the problems of an economy are being solved by the private sector, therefore the basic motive of this economy is to maximize the profit of the producer. Whereas in a socialist economy, the basic motive is social welfare. So here the problems are being solved after taking into consideration the welfare of the society. Whereas in mixed economy, it is having feature of both, so it will take care of profit maximization of private sector as well as the public sector take care of social welfare. So profit and social welfare both plays a crucial role here. Now, if we talk about the central problem of an economy, so the first problem is what to produce. So in a capitalist economy, what to produce are being decided by the private sector. They decide what kind of good to be produced according to the demand and supply forces of the market. If there is huge demand for a particular commodity in the market, so in a capitalist economy, that good are being produced. Either it can be for domestic sale of the good or for international sale of that good. Whereas in socialist economy, the problem what to produce are being decided by the government. So government take care about the needs of the people. Whatever is there, the basic need of the people or the essential goods that are being required in the economy, that are being produced in a socialist economy. Whereas in mixed economy, it has the benefit of both. Private sector, as their motive is to maximize their profit, they go with the demand and supply forces of the economy, whereas the public sector take care of the need of essential goods in the economy. Now the second problem is how to produce. In a capitalist economy, how to produce are being decided by the basic motive is profit maximization. So they go with those technique of production which maximize their profit. It means that where the cost of production is low, that technique of production are being used under a capitalist economy. Whereas in socialist economy, though it is for labor intensive technique or a capital intensive technique, they go with those techniques which provide social welfare. For example, if there is unemployment in the economy, so a socialist economy will go with a labor intensive technique, though they will suffer losses from them, but still they will go with the labor intensive technique, not capital intensive technique. In mixed economy, the private sector go with the profit maximization aim or as an objective. So they go with that technique that provide or that minimize the cost of production, whereas the public sector go with that technique of production which facilitate social welfare. So you can take an example of Indian Railways. Though the work can be done by a capital intensive technique, but they employ more and more people to cultivate or to eliminate the unemployment situation in the economy. And you should be knowing this, that Indian Railways is the largest employment providing sector in the whole world. So that is the basic feature of the public sector economy. So the third problem or the third central problem of an economy is for whom to produce. So in a capitalist economy, the problem for whom to produce is being decided by the private sector again, and they distribute the product not according to the need of the society, but according to the purchasing power of the people or the income distribution in the economy. Whereas in a socialist economy, the problem for whom to produce is being solved by the government. Therefore, the problem for whom to produce, here the goods are distributed according to the need of the society, not taking into the consideration the income distribution of the country or the purchasing power of the people. In mixed economy, as it has features of both, so private sector distribute product or output according to the purchasing power of the people, whereas the government sector or the public sector focuses or distribute goods according to the need of the society, not according to the purchasing power of the people. So I hope these concepts are clear to you, that what is a capitalist economy, what is a socialist economy, and what is a mixed economy. Now, the thing arises that after independence, there was a huge debate between the leaders that what kind of economy should we adopt so that we can go ahead on the path of development. Because that was the main objective after independence, that India should be moving towards development. So, few leaders were with the capitalist economy phenomena and few leaders were with the socialist economy phenomena. So there was a huge clash between those two parties. So at the end of the time, the Indian government decided upon the mixed economy system for solving the basic central problem of an economy. So the economic system that is there in India after independence is mixed economy system. The next heading for today is economic planning. So you must be aware of the word planning as it is there in your BSc subject. So planning basically means to know where you are and where you want to be. So it bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. So all course of action which you perform to achieve this is called as planning. So planning is done by taking few objectives in mind beforehand so that you can achieve your target. So after deciding upon the economic system of the country, the next thing was to revive the economy, that is revive the backward, depleting and stagnant economy and push it or to direct it towards the path of development. So that was the basic motive, and to obtain that objective, the government of India decided upon economic planning, and for that they have developed a commission for the same, which is called as Planning Commission which was established in 1950. So in 1950, Government of India established a planning commission. The basic aim of this planning commission was to lay out a platform or to determine or to assess what are the assets that are being available with us and how they can be allotted, or you can basically say that how to solve the economic problem. That was the main objective of this planning commission. It was decided that in 1950 the planning commission, chairman of planning commission was the Prime Minister of India at that particular period of time. So because of that also we are studying this era. आप सोच रहे होंगे कि why we got independence in 1947, so why we are considering this time duration, that is 1950 to 1990. So the basic reason is that it took a while to settle down the things, because after independence there was a civil war going on. The country get divided into two parts, so to settle down the things it took 3 years, and to form out the basic constitution and everything. So we take the era from 1950 to 1990, the basic economic structure that we had at that particular point of time. So the Planning Commission was established to answer all the questions or to solve the economic problem of the economy. Now, the thing is that we have to determine what should be the phase of an economic plan. So it was being decided that there will be a planning every 5 years. So it was being adopted by the Soviet Union planning system, that the plan will be formed for every 5 years, and that will provide the base for development and everything. There was a long-term plan also, which was of 20 years, which is also called as perspective plans. And these 5-year plans provide the base to achieve the 20 years plan of the country. So there were few basic objectives that has to be kept in mind while drafting every 5-year plan. So that will be our next heading, that what was the objective of the economic plans which we were having or we still are having. Those are the basic objectives or basic plans that should be kept in mind while drafting any economic planning of the country.